In this session, we're going to do the numbers and more in Python. So mostly we're practicing the numbers in Python. So as we have covered the numbers in the lecture part, here's the lab part. So the basic types the basic types of numbers in Python, and then we're gonna do the basic arithmetic and differences between classic division and the floor division. And then there's another one, it's called integer division, so it's a little bit different. Then we're gonna do object assignment in Python. So first of all, the types of integers. The types are normally, there are two types. One is the numerical um, literals, and so the two types of numbers, numerical numbers. One is integer, the other one is the floating numbers. For integers, normally it's going to be something like 1, 2, 3, 4, like the ones you are counting. And it has the positive integer 0 and then negative integers. The floating numbers, again, it also has the negative and the 0 and then positive floating numbers. However, floating numbers has the floating decimal or floating points. So those numbers will normally be used to precisely describe some information, some data, right? And here is actually a list of the common operators in Python. So the common ones are the top ones. The very first one is addition, and actually addition is the like the mother of all the other operators. All the other operators can be implemented by the addition. Like subtraction, you basically add a negative number, and multiplication, you actually you can add multiple times, and division, same thing. You can eventually implement it by the addition. Like you can keep trying. So how much you can add another number to reach to the divisor, and then this next one is called the exponential operator, exponentiation, and then you have integer division. This division and integer division, and then modulo or the remainder. So let's first take a look. So to see the results, I am going to first show the values. I'm gonna first remove all the results, and then we're going to execute one by one. So I've basically click the cell and then all outputs and then clear. Okay, and then so like this is the addition. The first one, 2 plus 3. 2 plus 1 is going to be 3. So this one we expect to see 3. This is a common subtraction. Then we have multiplication. So let's execute one by one. So it's 3, and then we're going to see 1, and then we're supposed to see 4. And this division, 3 divided by number 2, if we run this, is give us 1.5. And however, if we do the floor division, it's gonna give us this division. So this is actually we call it integer division or floor division. Oh, sorry, it's right here. So this is 7 divided by 4. It's gonna be, the value is 1, and the remainder is actually 3. So this is very interesting, right? Or it's called the integer division. So what if I have another one? Let's say one, say 5 divided by 4. Let me see. Yep. So suppose this is the 5. Interesting. Suppose this is the another one. Let's say 5 divided by, or 9 divided by 4. 9 divided by 8. So suppose we do this one, we're gonna see it's a fraction number, but if I do this floor division, we're supposed to see 1. So that's the big difference. You see, it's not a regular roundup. It's basically only keeps the floor part. So what just happened, right? So the floor division is interesting. It's 2 forward slashes. And then next one we're gonna see is modulo. Modulo or modulars. It's actually we do the division and then keep the remainder. We want to get the remainder. So 7 goes into 4 goes into 7 once with a remainder of number 3. Therefore, the percentage operator, which is the modular operator, returns the remainder after division, which is number 3. So you're going to see number 3 right here, right? And then we have the power or exponential operator, exponentiation. Once we run this, it's actually 2 to the power of 3, which is 8, right? It's 8. And this one is 2 to the power of 0.5, which is actually a square root, right? Square root of this one, which is 2. And then the order of the operators matters. So normally the multiplication, I'm gonna type something more. So I'm gonna type multiply and division is greater than subtract addition and subtraction, and then it's greater than yeah, that's pretty much it. Right, so we normally do that. However, the parenthesis overrides all the precedence of operators, right? So if I add parentheses, I can change the order. So in this case, this will be executed first because that's multiply or slash or multiply or division. So we're gonna do this one first, and then we're gonna do this will give us 100. Then 102 plus 3, so that will be 105. That will be 105. And this one, the parenthesis can change a specific order. You can actually test others. Like in this one, it's going to be 12 multiply 13. It's going to be somewhere close 156, right? The order of the operators will be something like this. The exponential is greater than the multiply and division, and then floor division and modulars. It's greater than addition and subtraction. The parentheses override the priority. So that's the sequence. For example, okay, you have this, then you're gonna it's gonna be different to this, right? So that's something definitely you want to keep in mind. The random numbers, you can get some random numbers, but you have to type this code from a random number and import a random integer, and then you can start to generate a random number. So in this case, we're generating some random numbers. The random numbers is in a range, between between 1 to 10. So whatever the random number is, So it's give us a random number. Then we have some math functions. There are so many different functions. If you tap math, then question mark, it's going to give you a list of a list of the references, operations, functions. Oh, we don't have this, right? So you can actually find the functions of the math library. You can type Python and then math. It's going to give you all those methods like sine. This is a pi, and this ABS is for abstract value, and this is going to give us the positive 4.3. This is going to give us the 3 point a round up, right? A round value. So you look at this one. This give us the positive 4.3, and this give us 3.34, because we have this is number 6. It's actually rounded up, and this one again it's gonna be doing round up, but this is a minus. Keep in mind this is minus, so it's something. And you see, what is this? What is this round up actually mean? So suppose we want to find out what this. You can actually find the references by looking at the examples. For example, I'm going to type Python. Suppose I don't know it, right? I'm going to type math round up, right? And I want to see the round up, but I want to see the tutorial instead of the. So this is our, suppose this is our tutorial. So we have this round up number to a value. So here's the optional digits. The number is actually required, and then you have digits. You have digits. However, did not give us. Okay. So we're going to see the roundup for -1. This is actually means, so if it's just a 2, that means it's a positive integer. That means up to which digits. So in this case, we're going to round it up to like 2 digits. So if the third digit is greater than or equals to 5, it's going to be round up. So this will be 3, 4. However, the negative numbers indicating that we're going to go backwards from the decimal points to this reversely. We're going to go to 1 digits. So we're going to go from here to here. So we're detecting this number 5 is greater than or equals to 5, then we're going to round up. So that's why it's going to give you 350. So if you change this to number 2, so that means we're going to go reversely from this side to here. So that will be 0, 1, 2. So we're looking at this one. We're going to test if this digits, if it's greater than or if it's greater than or equals to 5, it is. Then we add 1, becomes 400. If it's not, then we raise all the others as 0. So this will become 300. So let's check if that's the correct answer. So that's exactly what we expected. So that's an interesting use of that. Okay. So I'm coming back. You see differences. Okay. Okay, so let's come back this example, and let's look at this get help with the Python. So to do that, you have to import the math. That's solving the problem of this object math is not found. So we will have to import math, and then we type dir math. This is gonna give us all the offered functions of the math. Like I can do log base 10, I can do log, I can log base 2, and I can do pi, sine, cosine, tangent, and all those values, right? So the other ones will be a variable assignments. So if I have some variables, how do I assign with the number? So I can assign one value and then check the value. So that's about it. For others, we will see the others. Okay. So the rest of them are actually assignments. For example, this one is write a program to generate and print 50 random integer, each is between 3 and 6. So you're not ready this one yet because here are actually some for loop. So you are not ready for those kind of assignments or exercises. So we will keep it as is. So that's pretty much it about numbers.